So, Rayman wasn't the only weird limbless hero to ever grace Ubisoft's home. We also had this guy who stars in his own game, Tonic Trouble.
Huh.
Caveman meets space?
This
I
was
wouldn't exactly call him a caveman. He's more like a space alien, rather, because Tonic Trouble is an interesting case among Ubisoft's lineup of games in that it was primarily used for the sake of testing out the engine that would later house Rayman 2: The Great Escape. And, well, they ended up just making a straight-up game out of it.
Guess.
Okay.
You're gonna spell
Yeah,
gassy, are you?
Why gassy?
Because our titular hero here, well, actually not titular hero because his name's not even on the title, what's his name again? Ed? He is voiced by David Gassman, the voice of Rayman for at least for a handful of games.
Well, I do know...
Yeah.
I do know, like, a lot of his, like, exclamations and whatnot are... I think they did get one particular line voiced by Billy West.
Let's see. So he's cleaning up the Space Oddities room.
Yep, he serves as the janitor for the Starship Albatross.
An albatross. By the way, interesting thing, because we're playing the N64 version. If you were playing the, I don't know if it was the Dreamcast or the PlayStation version.
This game was only released on N64, PC, and Game Boy Color.
Okay, PC, that's what I'm thinking of. The PC version actually has a cinematic for its opening that they does give a little bit more info on what's going on than this thing does, I'll say that much.
This game, I mean, the intro for the N64 does abridge a lot of it, like the fact that he drinks this stuff from this wood canister, and the overall liquid is, well, it's a force all its own, and it's falling towards Earth.
Oh boy.
Oop.
And guess who happens to stumble across it?
Yosemite Sam.
Oh, dear.
Jeez.
That sheep just floated away.
It caused chaos.
It's turning the world topsy-turvy. All the vegetables are going in a rift. And this random Viking guy, well, he now controls the power of this thing.
Oh, great.
And is now ruling the Earth.
But, okay.
Ed, Earth here. What do you think our planet is? A garbage dump? Your can is transforming everything. Come and take it away. Once you're there, the doc will give you a hand. Don't worry if he seems a little jumpy. His amazing inventions will be most useful. Also, we got his eye back. Thank goodness for him. His daughter, Susie, will take you to him. Feel free to ask her for advice. She knows all you need to know and will answer any question you have.
I love how it's the Earth itself talking. You're like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, no, it's that guy at the opening with the newspaper face.
Well, watch out for Grog. The can has fallen into his hands and made him all powerful. Stop him before he becomes ruler of the world. Oh, and keep an eye out for his associate, the pharmacist. He cooks up all sorts of genetic trouble and brews grogga from the contents of that can together with piggy methane.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
goody.
basically like...
Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. Agent XYZ, leader of the Resistance. I'm your informant. We'll meet up again.
And yeah, that's basically like the difference between the two of them. Like, whereas in the PC version, you get like an actual cinematic. Basically, you get a slideshow for this version.
That's N64 for you. And
It's nicely animated at the very least for being in real graphics, but of course that's kind of the boring intro, and I didn't want to leave you guys with just that.
Yeah.
oh, well, there you go.
Okay, so
There's
I
much
guess we were gonna
better
see it.
intro on the PC version.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to Planet
By the way,
Earth.
pardon the overall quality. This was originally at like what 240.
Well, this is but back in the years where back when PCs weren't considered the dominant
Oh yeah, by the way,
species.
there's no subtitles here, so we're gonna have to keep a little quiet for some of it.
Three sons of Hatul and Ozian being born, but nothing I've seen can compare with the sparkle in your eyes and the sight of your lingerie from Carmani.
Pardon?
Burke doesn't deserve you. He's a fungus, a schmoll.
Again, yes, this is Gaspin.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Quickly,
Yep.
my darling, I'm here. I'm waiting.
Oop.
Oh.
For me?
Excuse me, sir. I have made a mistake.
Over.
That's
Get
awkward.
back here.
That is awkward.
Yes, it is, and
Go.
oh,
We gotta run. Wait, so he wasn't the janitor in the original?
well, he still technically is. I guess he's just off duty,
Yeah.
and with heart.
Oh.
Oh,
You'll never know love again.
He's
Is he
a
trying to
hopeless
hook up with-
romantic.
is he
Yeah.
trying to hook up with Susie, the professor's
Yeah.
daughter?
No, not in this case. They've never met yet. I think they're just referring to some love we never actually see in the game. So, best thing for a heartbroken man to do: drink.
Yep.
Drink our troubles away.
Yeah, you
Drink to
this
forget.
Drink this unknown liquid that you don't even know is good for you or not.
Also, he probably just screwed over his spaceship, didn't
Ain't
he?
screwed.
Nah, don't worry. It's just a minor injury.
Well, he's reacting to it the way he should. And here's the thing. In the N64, it was an accident. Here, he purposefully screws over the world.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
you
much.
could say it's kind of an accident here too, because he didn't know the drink would actually do that.
Oh, it'd have to land
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh!
Spawn.
Oh,
Just one more for the road.
Frog in his natural habitat.
now this makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
A gift from the gods.
The heavens have graced me with alcohol.
Nice.
Drink up.
Goop, goop, goop.
Also, yes, every one character in this game is limbless.
Kind of like the original
It
Rayman.
saves animation.
Yep,
It saves
oh
on
boy.
animation and oh.
Oh yeah, by the way, I remember watching this years ago when I had the Rayman 2 game for PC. This part used to creep the fuck out of me.
Let's see. Oh, look, Baba Yaga.
I think
Yeah.
it's just though the overall coloration of everything, and
Whoa.
just the world just goes screwy.
Ooh. And there goes the can.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
This time, drinks are on me, and everybody's gonna get a taste.
Okay.
And naturally,
Deliberately
Dad got in trouble for it.
into the cosmos,
Yeah.
thus contemptuously ignoring the most
Okay, so in my
rudimentary
defense,
process
yeah, I
of
spurred it down
hyperactivity.
there, but he could have chosen not to be evil.
A level 17 ecological disaster. Court hereby
It was an
pronounces
accident?
you guilty and sentences you to repair the damage done. General.
Oh, hey.
And yes, this character might look familiar if you played Rayman 2.
Yeah. He made a cameo.
Actually, speaking of
Oh.
Rayman, I just want to say that, like, this opening cinematic, the sad thing is that, like, even with as limited as this is still better animated than the Double Dame Rayman cartoon.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
in
it's
some
like
ways,
it's
yes.
like this was animated by the actual developers.
Yeah, I think they had a different
Voices this
team.
guy.
The capsule returns to the mothership.
Sounds familiar to me, but I don't know.
Accomplished sheer
I do still like that joke where he's like, and then at last that point, Alpha Beta, Gamma.
Oh. And thus we become a sapless romantic turned hero.
All right, so real quickly, you mentioned that there's a lot of similarities to Rayman with this entire game. Let's just say that we'll get into it later, but this game has a lot more similarities to the original Rayman than you'd think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Which button do I push?
1.
Do I push this one?
Come on!
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
It's stuck.
So that's the other issue, is that we missed our drop point. We could have landed right on the ship and got the can and leave right away,
Oh,
Whoa, what the hell?
but we screwed
hi
up.
there.
Hi there. Well, not quite. We still have a chance. The drink's still there. We have this.
Reach the...
No, you just
no, not
punched
that.
him.
Whoops.
Sorry about that.
You just
Sorry.
choked him.
Well, you know what? If he's dead, he wouldn't corrupt the world anymore.
And yeah,
Good.
that's how we fucked up.
Well, they could have given us better technology.
Yeah, that's
that
on
was
them.
really faulty.
You guys have insurance for this, right?
What's insurance? Oh, what
What's
the?
wrong?
Huh? Oh, that's a flight.
Oh, whoops.
Saucer.
Doop.
And we died.
Well,
So yeah, now back to the original N64 footage.
So yeah, they really gave a lot.
Starting off with the slime section. That seems familiar.
A little, yeah, but so I guess I'll get right into the technicals real quick. So yeah, again, Tonic Trouble was again initially made to be. It was made strictly for the sake of working an engine that would later house Rayman 2: The Great Escape, and I mean, if it's not immediately obvious from all the graphical details, I don't know what else to tell you on that front.
yeah. Or the gameplay in general, really.
I can see that.
I think you can also see, like, a little Easter egg of Rayman himself somewhere in the slide level.
Really?
I know that there's a character that dresses up as Rayman in the credits, but otherwise I can't think of any other.
No, I think
cameos
there's
off the top of my
somewhere
head.
here. I think it's you go up against. it's when you're falling, you can like barely miss a wall. If you look closely at the wall, you see an impression of Rayman plastered onto it.
I'll see if I can find it. But while we're talking about that, we should talk about this game. James, what is this? What is this HUD I'm looking at?
Oh, the hut? Okay, so the game pretty much is as followed. What you saw earlier there, that little giant thermometer looking thing, that's your health. And you can extend that health by collecting 10 additional thermometers.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
And those little swirly things are actually ingredients to a, basically a sort of antidote to combat the drink that Grog currently has in his possession. And that's where the similarities to Rayman 1 start, because...
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I see.
Damn it, that was a blink and miss sort of situation.
It was. I had to.
Rayman was smacked into the side of that wall.
Oh, that's adorable. I'll go back around to. I'll look at that later. But yeah, that's funny. But yeah. So you said that's where the similarities start.
Ooh. Yes, because those antidotes are not just there just as a weird collectible, and I don't know why the hell he decided to eat it there.
Maybe
that was weird.
Those swirly antidote ingredients or whatever, you need to collect all of them to beat the game. Much in the same vein as in Rayman 1, where you have to find all the Electoons.
Every swirly period.
Every single swirly.
Hi,
Also, there's
stand in
Susie.
for Lee.
Pretty
Yeah, I was
much.
about to say, like, I definitely see Lee comparisons. Oddly enough, I think her face actually looks better than Lee's.
A little, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to deny that.
I mean, the lip. I mean, let's be honest. The lips, for one thing, the lips move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the eyes don't look quite as iffy looking. I'll be real, but again, I still find it funny that between the two, like, this game feels the most in tone with Rayman 1 than Rayman 2 ever did, because Rayman 2 practically rebooted the franchise in almost every sense of the word.
Kind of
Yeah.
did.
True.
Yeah, not to say it was for the worst, because, you know, obviously a lot of people liked how Rayman 2 turned out, but yeah, this
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
feels a lot closer to the first game.
Also, there's the mad scientist there.
Ah.
Young man, when you finish courting my daughter, I'd appreciate it if you get me out of here.
Yeah, why didn't she help
Donna?
you? Yeah, why didn't? Oh, why didn't she help you out? Oh, whoa.
So yeah, let's go grab that
Interesting.
swirly. And yeah, that's pretty much your little thing to say that if you collect all 160 of them, you'll be immune to the effects, and you can effectively beat the game.
Because otherwise, if
Ah.
we try and go in there without being immune, I'm assuming Grog would just use his godlike powers to destroy us.
Also, much like in
Probably.
the same way as Rayman 1, you're gonna have to do some backtracking, because certain antidote
Wow.
pieces are inaccessible until you start unlocking new abilities.
So I'm guessing, like, the antidotes are like this game's equivalent of the Electoons?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
granted, there are much, and in this game's case, there's a lot more of them. Like, they're more, honestly, they're more akin to the Lums than they are the Electoons. Because at least with the Electoons, they were all trapped in cages. Here, they're just all over the place, waiting to be collected.
I guess.
So yeah, but
Okay.
like now that we've taken care of that whole sliding section earlier, now we're going to the more familiar territory with this game's platforming, and I will say, like, compared to Rayman 2, could have done a little better.
Yeah.
Clunky.
Whoa.
I mean, it's not terrible by
Bear
by
trap
much,
ducks.
but yeah, bear trap. Again, this game
Oh,
can
I
get away with
see.
a lot of weird imagery.
Are there any nice? Do we get any tools that can help us determine where antidotes are? If we're down to like, oh, I need one more from this area. Where could it be?
I think if you go to the pause menu, you can actually look over like a statistic sort of thing that tells you like how many antidote pieces you've been able to collect in that level, along with these thermostat pieces.
Whoa. But other than that, there was like no way to be like, oh, getting warmer, stay in this room, don't
Oh no,
waste
I don't think
your
they have
time.
anything like that in this game.
Oh,
At
I
least as
hate
far
that.
as I know.
I
I'll be
don't-
fair here. I've only gotten so far in this game just because, well, when it comes to Tonic Trouble, I find it more interesting from the sake of its development and just all the assets as opposed to as a game itself. Because as a
Yeah.
game, it's pretty well. It's not bad, but it does feel like it's
It
B-list.
feels like a prototype.
It feels pretty basic.
a bit.
Yeah.
Do we learn any cool abilities or anything like that?
Oh yeah, no,
with
you
platform?
do learn new moves the further you progress through the game. Like, gonna spoil something real quick. Once you beat Doc's Cave, you pretty much have the ability to you actually get a stick which you can use just to attack.
Oh, come on.
I love
Grab
the
it.
idea.
Oh, there you go.
Ed here is pretty much defenseless.
I love here the idea of some characters like here. You can now learn how to wall jump. You will learn how to breathe fire and survive long falls. Here's a stick. I found it in the corner of this room. Why not? I don't need it right now.
Good luck.
You know, it takes a lot of skill and dexterity to fight with this stick. I mean, look at Donatello.
I guess I should ask, who in particular was responsible for this character and developing it all?
And Cell.
Ah.
I know he wasn't like as invested in this project as he was with Rayman 2, but he was there to at least make sure that it was close enough to his vision.
I can see that. I mean, I can see the influences and the art style and the character expressions.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the fact that beyond the fact that he has no hair, Ed and Rayman are almost one and the same.
Yeah.
Kind of
I'm so used to having him
head, but...
I'm so used to being able to use this chopper hair to hover.
Yeah.
So
But
when
he
whenever
don't
he
got no
jumps,
hair,
I
so he can't chopper.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like whenever I see him jump, I have the instinct to hover.
Yeah, I feel ya. It's kind of like the opening moments of Rayman Origins, where you don't actually have that ability just yet.
Right.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
Especially
Reminded
after
that
you've
buzzer
played the
sound.
game already.
Oh, that sound you heard, Logan? That's basically the camera's way of telling you it can't correspond to what you're trying to do.
That'll never get old, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
popcorn.
basically kind of like, you know how in Mario 64 you have that... It's basically what that is.
By the
sure
way, we
that
just
line
fixed
was
the
like
Dox's
that.
super special popcorn machine. And that there popcorn machine serves an interesting little gimmick in Tonic Trouble. We'll get into that momentarily.
First of all, it's apparently a real-life brand of popcorn.
Really?
Really?
Oh yeah, it's you can actually see the actual product on the vending machine there. But once you pull in,
Oh, it's new.
Oh, it's
Isn't that-
Newman's own. Oh my
Yep.
god.
take a munch and
Ooh,
Oh shit.
Whoa!
Super Ed! I think that's the one line that's not by Gasman.
I thought Newman's own was. I thought they do dressing, like ranch dress, like Caesar salad sauce, and
Yeah, they do.
I
They
know
do dressing.
nobody
They do
calls it that, but-
cookies. They pretty much anything.
Want to
huh?
know something that's actually rather interesting? Depending on the version of the game, it actually changes like what kind of brand it is. Like
Oh, I bet
the
in
PC
Japan
version,
they wouldn't
or at least
care.
one version of the PC version, because there's actually multiple of them. One particular brand that Ed can use to transform is Nestle's Crunch.
Oh god.
Huh.
Huh?
So that's
You made a big mistake fixing that machine. Now the corn people's revolution is underway. Down with all popcorn! Freedom to all corn!
What about the
Free the corn.
To be fair, that does seem kind of justified.
What about the freedom for all corn to start popping
Yeah, really.
like that?
Dude,
Just give it a moment. But yeah, that is actually one thing that this game does try to push. Like, part of the resistance you'll have to face against is literally a resistance of vegetable people that are free from the tyranny of us eating them.
I hope this doesn't kill him, but listen to how he says "a." Please don't kill him. Damn
never
it.
mind.
Oh,
Well, there he goes.
And more popcorn for the lava.
That is gruesome in context.
a little
Yeah,
bit,
kinda.
yeah.
But
He just
no, when-
brutally
no.
murdered someone.
But no,
It's
the way
gruesome, but no less delicious.
the way he was going. "Ay!" I don't know. It just caught me. It was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, wait. How long are these levels typically?
They're a little lengthy. Like, this one I want to say at least took about maybe 10 minutes just to clear.
Because I was say like it's because I feel like more than once I saw these camera angles especially remind me of Rayman, but like I was gonna say like I think I could have sworn I saw like at least once or twice like the end. He was like the end. He was like, yeah, this is the end of the level. Nope, you're like a third of the way through.
Actually,
Huh.
again, that's another comparison I can make to Rayman 1 in that every level is pretty much segmented. So
Yeah,
it does feel a little
kind
longer
of.
than it actually needs to be.
Oh,
Jada, me rubber suitcase, me program to eject strangers from cave.
Oh, I think it's
Yeah?
supposed to be me, Robo Suitcase.
I thought that's what I said.
No,
You did,
I mean
you
the
did.
accent. It's like
and boom.
Oh.
Oh, like a clunky.
Or
broken
something.
English.
Oh yeah, what are
I
these?
still love the fact that his native sounds going.
Yeah.
Also,
I was also...
oh,
What I was actually about to say is I thought that was going to be the Tonic Trouble equivalent of the boulder holders.
Oh, the boulder. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, also, what were those little gray pellets we were collecting this whole time? The silver ones that look like mercury.
They're your health.
Oh, because it's a thermometer. I get it.
Watch out,
sorry.
Agent Ed. The Doc's toasters have gone crazy. Their
Wait, what?
toast is burning hot. Remember to sidestep by keeping the Z button pressed down.
I feel silly for asking this. Is this supposed to be a zany, nonsensical game?
Yes, in every sense.
Yeah,
Again,
it's-
this game has many similarities to Rayman 1, and especially with how zany it all ends up being.
I love how
Yeah.
just that timing of we just got through killing sentient popcorn. We saw a Viking
Oh,
Yosemite.
God.
Oh God!
Hot.
Yeah, I was about to
Hot
say
buns.
we killed sentient popcorn. We saw a Viking Yosemite Sam take over the world with a soda pop. And right now, after knowing we have to deal with sentient toasters throwing toast at us, Logan's just now being like, "Is this supposed to be a weird game?"
I draw the line at toasters. Everything up to this point is still considered organic.
It's like, I
now
can
we're
take a
at toast.
lot of weird stuff in my life, but toasters, oh no.
Well, I'm just thinking, okay, corn. That's a living thing, technically. It's an organism. It is a plant. Viking things, I can consider them to be living, even though most of them are dead now. The boulder holders and stuff, but toasters, come on. Why is the toaster alive, but the toast is not alive inside of the toaster?
You know
It
what?
might- it might be.
I'm wondering. You know what? I'm half tempted to put Brave Little Toaster on our movie night list just to hear Logan complain about, why does the toaster get his own movie?
Why out of all these household appliances, why is it only these 5 things that are given life? Why doesn't each stair in the stairway get its own story? Why is it that? Are we going to not talk about the fact that are we not going to talk about the fact that the air conditioning thing literally just destroyed itself and pulled apart the walls at one point?
I don't
sounding
know.
like Jack Nicholson.
I think it's anything with an electrical pulse or something.
Honestly, it's no different than asking why Goofy and Pluto are pretty much, they're both the same species, but one of them's just on all fours, while the other one, well...
Yeah, one of them is an animal,
Oh.
the other's a person.
One of them's an animal, the other's Goofy.
I also love the fact that we're not going to talk about how in the Brave Toaster they have that. I'm pretty sure that movie is responsible for half of the American audience in the 90s developing a clown phobia.
I think I had a clown phobia before then.
There is fire. The clown is looking at you from above, and he's not all loud and screaming. He just whispers, "Run," and you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean,
I would be like
creepy.
the Robo Suitcase guy. I'd be like, "Okay."
Also, I love how Super Hit's attack is basically just pimp slapping you.
He is.
seriously.
Whoosh. Whap. Hello, good sailors. Smack.
Mac.
You look good, sailor. Smack.
Then
Good job.
You know what? Because it's Gasman, it's like, looking good, Glowbox. Smack.
And
I don't deserve this kind of abuse!
You were nicer in Rayman 2.
And
got
with that,
the
we
key.
learned our new first ability, being able to whack stuff.
with a
Oh,
stick.
we can actually defend ourselves now.
Does he say that every time we swing the stick?
Not always, but
Oh, it also acts as a lever. See,
and
that
with
sounds
that, we
useful.
freed the Doctor. Fun
Yay.
fact: in his initial design, he actually his eye was supposed to be here. If you actually pay attention to his design, he actually has 3 eyes. Technically, he's supposed to have 2 eyes, but one of them somehow got
It's
stuck
on
on
its
his
forehead.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Right. Free! Great nuts and bolts! I'm free! It looks like my toasters and Robo Suitcase needs a little fine tuning.
Is that how his mouth is supposed? Is that how his mouth's supposed to move?
Well, that's kind of something that I've noticed in a lot of N64 era Ubisoft game models do that. Like I remember the N64 version of Quack Attack doing something like that with Daisy and Doll as well.
I will also say, before we do end off, I honest to God was tempted to try to find a way to run the PC version, just because I think that is the superior version of the two.
Yes.
But unfortunately, since that game's not available on GOG, and sad thing is I can understand why, it was going to be a little more hassle than it was worth, so I just set it on the N64 version.
Actually, you know what? Just for the sake of conversation, why isn't it on G2G again?
GOG probably for licensing.
If I had to guess, it was primarily because of the the whole advertising that this game does do. Like
That
you
is
get that
true.
brand of popcorn,
Yeah.
and in the PC version, you literally you literally use Nestle's Crunch to transform, which I'm willing to bet. Like, I don't think they outright say it, but I like to think that what he actually tries to eat to transform is the bunch of Crunch stuff.
So
It
does that?
it is shaped like popcorn.
Does that also explain why they took their sweet time putting Pikmin 2 to the Wii port series?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, considering all the fucking stuff that's put in that game, like the Duracell battery, a 7-Up
Oh,
bottle
right,
cap.
yeah.
The Velastics container.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that game had, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reason why we didn't get we didn't get it here in the States till much later.
That explains it.
But yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, you've pretty much seen all there really is to see with Tonic Trouble, aside from, well, the fact that there was a PC version, which is better, but, I mean, again, that's unfortunately one of those things that was out of my hands.
Yeah, it was probably a licensing issue.
Yeah.
Right.
A licensing issue, and again, I don't want to have to put up with trying to figure out how to run that thing on my Windows 10.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, on that note, that's pretty much it for our look at on Tonic Trouble. Again, it's available on the N64 and PC, and I know in Europe they got a Game Boy Color version for whatever that's worth.
Huh.
But again, I do think this game is interesting just from a development standpoint, especially considering the fact that, again, it was because of this game that we also got Rayman 2, as it were.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's a very solid. And again, I think looking at that, I don't know if they did anything else between this and Rayman 1, but looking at that as like maybe their first foray into 3D like platforming, I think that was a pretty solid like set.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know the ironic thing is though? Tonic Trouble and Rayman 2 were released roughly around the same time.
Yeah. And I do know they like to, and I do know that they have referenced each other a few times. Like, for example, in the aforementioned Rayman cartoon, Ed does make a cameo as like a Jack-in-the-Box character.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Not to mention, I believe in Rayman Arena you can find the skeleton of poor Ed.
Oh,
no.
God.
He didn't last.
No. He's pretty incompetent. Doesn't surprise me.
Poor guy. All because he thought he failed at his one shot at love. But yeah, on that note, folks, hope you all enjoyed, and till next time.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Mick.